Digivolution is awesome. It was a henshin before I even knew what a henshin was, and kickstarted my absolute fascination with power-ups and transformations. Probably before Dragon Ball Z, around the same time. I don't know, I remember seeing Warp-Digivolution first. But anyways, despite almost every episode having Digivolution, certain instances stood out to me more than others. You know, some for their animation, or they were good character moments, or even a bit of nostalgia. Not even gonna lie to you on that one. So here's my top 5 Digimon sequences of the franchise. Just to let you know, we're going to be going primarily off cool factor as opposed to how it works in the greater sense of the story or something of that sort. Except for, like, number 1, but let's be honest, we all know what number 1's going to be. Like, what else would it be? Anyways, video time! Coming in at number 5, starting off my list, it's a sequence from one of my favorite JRPGs, Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth. It's also the only video game sequence on here. It's also the only sequence of its kind in the game, which is slightly frustrating considering it's about Nokia. Nokia being the character whose sole purpose in the story of the game is to suck out any dramatic tension in any scene she's involved in. It's almost impressive. It's even more annoying how she just gets a Wargreymon and Metal Gurumon for free, and then gets this absolute fucking banger of a cutscene. So I'm already gonna cheat and just make this one a double feature. It's gonna be the Metal Greymon sequence from Digimon Adventure 2020 and the original from 1996. This sequence slaps. It activates my inner 9-year-old. It also piques my interest with the flash of Machine Dramon in the initial part of the transformation. Machine Dramon is referred to as the strongest cyborg-type Digimon, but is also known for its cold, Terminator-like nature. So I'm curious if in that brief moment Greymon is tapping into that dark power source, if by nature of going Metal Greymon he's closer to it. Or it could be just a cool factor added in by Ryo Onishi. Either way, he killed it. And flashing back to the 90s, the OG sequence from Adventure is here for reasons not too dissimilar from before. It's straight up hype. Coming off the Skull Greymon incident, seeing Tai use the Crest of Courage properly this time. Perfection. The orange beam piercing the clouds, the ear-splitting ringing that I am pretty sure it was only in the dub. The dated CGI, just mwah. Beautiful. And if I can use my word of the day, resplendent. My only real complaint is that it's stuck in 480p purgatory. I mentioned henshin in the beginning of the video, which, for those who don't know, is just literally Japanese for transform. In this case, I'm using it in tokusatsu or Power Ranger context, because this absolutely is that. This sequence has major Disney-era Red Ranger Battleizer energy. It's beautiful. I love it. Tadayoshi Yamamura killed it on this one. Only reason why I'm not going into more detail is it's been a while since I've watched Digimon Frontier. I should probably get around to doing that. But I'm rambling now. On to the next entry. Okay, so I have a confession to make. A vast sin, of which I must absolve myself. A travesty worse than my upload schedule. I don't have an issue with CGI in anime. At least, not inherently. We all know bad anime CG when we see it. There's countless examples of it being poorly used, most infamously in a franchise that's a major part of this channel. Also in Digimon. For example, can someone explain me what in the fuck Ikakumon is supposed to be doing here? CG looks bad when it's used for corner cutting or budget stretching, essentially being used without intent and vision. Which is a long-winded way of introing my number 2 entry, Warp-Digivolution from Digimon Adventure OG. Every part of this sequence screams, intended to be hype. From the eye-searing orange and blue coloring of Agumon and Gabumon flashing from Rookie to Mega, into the digitized effects they added for Wargreymon's armor pieces materializing, and the small sparks of energy flickering off of Wargreymon as he stomps his foot onto the ground before the sequence's money shot. The absolute madman animated the individual rocket ports on Metal Garurumon as he fires off his signature attack, and just like with Wargreymon, they went the extra mile of having the ice crit to grow in the terrain for his end of sequence pose. All I'm saying is, no part of this sequence feels cheaped out on. Dated, sure, the sequence is old enough to drink, but my apologism aside, this sequence is rad, and became the stepping stone to one of the landmark events of the series and my #1 pick. What more can be said about Omegamon? It's two of the most iconic megas from Digimon Adventure, and honestly the entire franchise, combining together to form something even greater. In the context of Adventure, it's the perfect representation of Tai and Matt's series-long conflict turning into an unbreakable friendship. Even better, in our war game, it included a reanimated version of Warp-Digivolution, on top of just the entire fight with Diaboromon being just Sakuga Turbo. Even though I must admit, I mentioned our war game, but when I saw Digimon the movie. It wasn't our war game when I watched it. What can I say? I'm a product of my environment. But regardless, this sequence is the epitome of Digimon to me. It has literally everything. Sick animation, character driven, and it really solidified Digimon in my mind. Not only that, it was great for the verticality of Digimon lore, which is a lot deeper than people think it is. Despite his name being Omega, I do believe Omegamon was the first of the Royal Knights, while Alphamon came later. Which, speaking of the Royal Knights, if anyone has any interest in a video on that, let me know. I can make that happen, even though I'll do it anyway, so it'll just expedite the process. But, you know, anyways. Transcendent Sword, or Supreme Cannon, or something like that, am I right? So if you made it this far, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Take it easy.